Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Excellent. You guys, I am excited to be here this morning. I am even more excited because yesterday I was in a session across the hall and I start getting bombarded by texts. And it's all from family members. It's all from family members. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Anytime you start getting bombarded by texts from family, you're like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Start looking at it. And my entire family is like, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. Your dad is in Columbus, Ohio. You guys, my dad, he is a pilot for Southwest Airlines, and his leg ended here in Columbus last night. So he's texting me, "Hey, I'm gonna be downtown. Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm at the Hyatt Regency." He's like, "I'm right across the street." So there's my dad over there. Dad, say hello. I have to embarrass my dad. But not only that, what's even crazier is that at the end of the day, when I'm done and I'm going back to Tampa, he's about to leave for work. He's going to go back and forth, and then he's going to come back to Columbus, and he's actually flying the plane home that I'm on tonight. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, this is the first time my dad's been able to actually see me speak, so I'm really excited about it.
Right? He's never been on my plane before either.
You guys, as Dave said, my name is Collin, and I'm the founder of a company called New Scooters for Less in Gainesville, Florida. It's a company that is 15 years old. We have 15 team members. I also have a digital media agency called Repaint The Wall that started last year, and a podcast called the WHOA G&V Podcast, the podcast bringing you businesses and individuals that make you go, whoa. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about. And what I want to do this morning is dive into my story. And I hope you'll come back later this afternoon to see me speak on social media, something else that I'm extremely passionate about. So let me set up this next thing. You guys, in Gainesville, it's funny, over 15 years, we have completely changed the entire culture of the university, of the city. We have people who, kids driving scooters to and from class. That was the whole purpose, was to get kids to and from class at their convenience without having to wait for the bus or deal with campus parking. And it's funny because today what happens is all of my friends, they get stuck behind scooters. They're driving down the road, 49cc scooter gets in front of them, and they stop, they take a picture while they're stuck in traffic, and they go, "Thanks, Collin," where I reply with my favorite emoji, this one. But you guys, so let me tell you how I got to this stage, right? A little short story. So, in Gainesville, Florida, this was my apartment complex on the west side of campus. You see, there's my room, and there's my roommate's room. That roommate became my girlfriend, and that girlfriend became my future wife. We have 2 children. The only reason I'm actually showing you this slide is because we all know when it comes to dealerships and when it comes to running our businesses, when it rains, it pours, right? So my oldest son there, Schaefer, he was born on August 24th, 2009. Does anybody want to guess what August 24th, 2009 was in a college town during that year? Anybody? It was the first day of school at the University of Florida. It is the busiest day of the year. 4 years later, actually, I'm telling my team, hey guys, don't worry. This is never going to happen again. But me and my wife are going to plan better, I promise. 4 years later, guess what happens? On the exact same day, August 24th, 2013, Maddox was born right during the middle of back-to-school chaos. And yeah, my whole family, friends, everybody thinks that I have, sex 1 time a year, and it's right around Thanksgiving. 4 years later, this is what happens. So, yeah. Moving on. This was the bus stop right outside of that apartment complex. I would go to this bus stop and I would sit there for the bus. Right over there is actually where the bus started. It started at the mall, a few miles down the road. It would come down the road, and as it's coming towards my bus stop, it would pick up all of the other students, right? Coming down, picking up all of the other students. By the time it got to me, it would say full bus and it would drive by. All right? These were the frustrating things that were happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, this is not good. Also, at the University of Florida, they have this thing that's called Career Showcase, where you go around, you're shaking people's hands, you're dressed up in your suit and tie, you got your resume all nice and pressed, like looking good, got it perfectly formatted, walking around, you're shaking hands, and they're going, "Collin, so why do you want to work for our company?" And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I don't, right? And and so with all these things happening, I'm thinking to myself, all right, Actually, you know, it's funny because now that I'm like presenting this, I'm thinking that most people probably get into the power sports industry just so they don't have to wear a suit. But I'm like, all right, this is obviously an issue. In addition to this, the University of Florida kept building on the only buildings, on the only property they had left, which was their parking lots. In order to even get a parking decal, you had to have 30 credits. By the time you got to 30 credits, they bumped it up to 60. In order to get, once you got to 60, once I got it up to 60, it was actually 120. So you had to be a graduate student to even park on campus. And that only gave you permission to actually drive around in circles for 3 hours trying to find a parking spot. So all of these combined, this bus driving by, me realizing that I'm not fitting the mold of every college student, made me go, ding. Hey, maybe I should actually help try to solve this issue. And so we created a scooter dealership, and also it was a great way of picking up girls, right? That's my wife. And 15 years later, you know, through all of the ups and downs, a failed business partnership, a couple of moves within Gainesville, this is where we are at today. Scooters, literally everywhere on campus. They're just lined up, really packed in, and this became the solution to the parking issue at the University of Florida. In fact, in Gainesville, it's okay to ride what we call nut to butt. Okay, so like that's two frat dudes, that's perfectly fine. No one's gonna judge you in Gainesville for doing that. So today we have impacted the culture of an entire community, and we are one of the top scooter dealerships in the country. Last year we were named the #1 dealer for genuine scooter companies. We actually named that for 2 years, 2017 and 2018. So how did we do it? And that's why I'm here to talk to you guys today. Our #1 core value at New Scooters for Less is to create and recreate the ultimate customer experience. We refer to it in-house as the UCE. We have 12 core values that guide our company. Okay, these are the things, this is what we hire by, this is what we fire by. At the end of this, I would love to even talk company culture, answer any questions that you guys have on company culture, because it's one of the things that we are known for in Gainesville. So, the #1 core value, create and recreate the UCE, is also known as the Whoa Dam. The Whoa Dam is an experience when customers walk in, they look around your dealership and they go, whoa, damn. So we're constantly trying to create experiences that make customers go, whoa, damn. So now, before you guys start looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, we've got this millennial on stage. What is this kid doing? He's showing us pictures of bean bags. The one thing that I'm gonna tell you right now is, you guys, you have to know your audience, right? So I want you to take pieces of this. I'm not saying go back to your dealership and put bean bags in it. Right? What I'm saying is know your audience. Our audience is 95% college students. Okay, so this is why we have created an experience around, you know, fun, youthful, trying to create it so college students will want to be in our environment. This is our waiting area. You bring your scooter in for service, this is our waiting area. We have games, bean bags, and the other thing is, like, we also know that, hey, the students aren't necessarily the ones buying. Right? They're not the ones spending the money. Mom and dad are coming in during back to school time with their credit card. Right? So we knew that it was important for every aspect of our dealership to look pristine. This is our service department. I wanted parents to be coming in, and I wanted them to think, man, if this business is paying so much detail to this dealership, to this service department, if it's this clean, if they're paying that much detail to this, then I know that they're gonna pay that kind of attention and that kind of detail to my child, to my son or daughter, should they get broke down on the side of the road. Should something happen, we know that they'll be there. So, let's talk about how you can make your customers go, whoa. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, 4 keys to making your customers say, whoa. Guys, point #1, the basics matter. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this slide because you guys know this, but the one thing that I'm always preaching in my dealership, hey guys, the first 10 seconds, when somebody walks into our dealership, those first 10 seconds are so important, right? How do they, you know, what's the feeling? What do they see when they walk in? Are they greeted? You know, is it clean? Like, those first 10 seconds are important, but way before that, right? Way before that, the first impression of our business happens online, right? Your reputation is everything, your online presence. What are they doing? What they Google you, what are they finding? You know, they're finding Google reviews. Hey, we're not perfect. You see 4.8 up there, we're not perfect. Okay, so you get a negative review. Are you getting defensive about it? I see so many dealers that are like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Let me tell you how this actually went down. And they get in there and they argue with the customer, they fight with the customer. You guys, you have to think about when it comes to Google reviews, one, you should respond to all of them. And two, it needs to be super, super professional. At that point, it's all about what other people see, right? The next customer that's going and Googling you, what are they seeing? They're looking at that negative review, they see your reply. Okay, so think about that. It needs to be super professional. Also, social media, right? Come see me at 2:20 p.m. today. I'm gonna talk more about social media, phone calls, word of mouth, but you know, they're getting their first impression way before they're coming to your dealership. Key number 2, when it comes to creating a whoa damn experience, I always tell people to look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite. Be unique. Okay, I have a lot of startups in Gainesville that come up to me, hey Collin, I got this really great idea. I'm thinking about starting this business. You know, I want to start a restaurant. I want to do that, whatever. And they're like, you know, what should I do? And I'm like, all right, so go check out other businesses like you want to start, and then go do something completely the opposite, completely different. And my point here is just be unique. You know, I see so many people that are just copying what other people are doing. What's gonna set you apart? What's gonna be your differentiator? For us, you know, hey, we looked at like reward programs. You guys see this kind of stuff all the time. You know, maybe you have a punch card at your local coffee shop. Buy 9 coffees, get 1 free. Buy 9 oil changes, get 1 free. This is what everybody does. Everybody does a little, you know, reward card, right? So I was like, all right, I want to do my own version of this. We got a college audience, again, college audience, so let's create a prize center. So when you walk into our service department, instead of finding oils and exhausts and aftermarket parts and all this kind of stuff on there, you see a prize wall right behind our service counter that has prizes like you just entered an arcade. One, it's a conversation piece. Parents are like, dude, what is this? You guys are weird as. Right? They're like, you guys are weird. But it's a conversation piece, but at the same time, it's actually our that's our loyalty program. Customers come in, as they buy service, we actually give them tickets to make it feel like an old arcade, give them tickets. Now they can use the tickets on something right then and there. If they have enough, they can save them, come back later, or they can use the tickets towards future service, because let's face it, they're college students. They need every dollar they can get. So, but that's our prize wall. We also do swag bags during back to school season. This is something that's always set us apart. We actually will collaborate with other businesses in Gainesville, say, hey, like give us some swag, give us gift certificates to your business. We're gonna put them in our swag bag. So when we sell a scooter, the customer not only leaves with their scooter, but they're also leaving with just an extra bag of goodies to other businesses. So it helps the other businesses, but it also gives us extra value, gives the client extra value. Now, when we sell a scooter, our sales team member will go out into the service department. We have this big bell in the back. Bell rings, and then everybody comes together. Everybody comes rushing together, gets around the customer on the scooter, put this, you know, get there, and camera's there, and everybody goes, 3, 2, 1, whiskey! And we take a giant picture with the customer. Our goal is to make the customer feel like it's their birthday, whether it is or not. And if it is, then we'll put like birthday balloons on it. We'll do other really cool stuff. But we want every customer to feel like it's their birthday. This is something that we do. These are the things that get talked about. Leads to more word of mouth, which is always a great benefit, but that's not the reason we do it. We do it because we want to create an ultimate customer experience and make our customers go, whoa! Damn. It's just not gonna happen. Point number 3, always, always, always take it up a notch, okay? What I mean by that is there's a principle that I absolutely love, and it's called the 212-degree principle. So at 211 degrees, you have super, super, super hot water, right? But at 212 degrees, that water starts to boil. And when that water boils, it creates steam. And steam can power a locomotive, right? That 1 degree of difference is all it takes. So I just absolutely love this principle. And we constantly are pushing our team to take it up a degree, take it up 1 more degree. In fact, what we have is like a culture meeting once a month. It's completely voluntary. We don't force our team to come, but what we do is say, hey guys, on this evening after work, we're gonna have a culture meeting. Come on out, we'll have pizza and we'll talk about how we can make the customer's experience even greater. Okay, team members come in, we come up with some good ideas. In fact, some of them guys, I'll be honest, like I actually have been like, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. One of them was balloons. They were like, hey, let's get balloons. And what we'll do is, we can get a helium tank, have it at the shop, get balloons. And what we'll do is when somebody buys a scooter, we'll all fill the balloon up. We'll sign it, say thank you. We'll tuck it down inside the seat of the scooter. So when the customer opens their seat for the first time, the balloon pops out and is completely signed by the team as just our version of saying thank you. So this is what ends up happening, especially during back to school time when we're lining them up outside, getting them ready to go to campus. Those balloons will get tucked inside the seat, scooters will go on this trailer, and they'll get delivered to campus. And then when the customer opens it up, they have those balloons. Another thing that we've strangely become known for, and it actually got presented last year on a slide as well, but during Valentine's Day, we will take the helium tank, the truck, and we will go out to campus, fill up these balloons, Valentine's, we have candy attached to it, and we go through campus to all those scooter pods of parking that I showed you, and we'll put balloons on them, Valentine's on them, just like this, only on our scooters for our customers. So you start to see this all over campus, right? And what's great is that I start getting messages like this, oh my gosh, Innisfrell's all the chatter on campus, actually making people's day, or totally making people's day, brilliant. And what I love about this is, I don't know if you guys can read it, but it says, felt like I was playing real life Mario Kart scooting with this balloon. This is like from the customer. So the customer took a picture on her Instagram story, posted it on there, and it says, Innisfrell making me feel the love today. Yes, candy was attached. My favorite part is that there's the scooter with the love, and then right next to it is the competitor scooter with no love. And point number 4 to creating the Whoa Jam, my mom always told me, don't be too big for your britches. And what I mean by this is, you have to do the things that made you special in the early days. I constantly have dealers, businesses who are telling me, you know what, when we sold a new vehicle, we used to like deliver a pie to that person's house. We used to deliver a pie to them and say thank you. I'm like, okay, cool, so why'd you stop doing it? Oh, we just got bigger, we got too many customers, couldn't keep up anymore. Okay, but what if you could? Like, figure out a process to scale that, because now you have more customers, but you're still doing the things that made you special to begin with. I see too many businesses, not just in this industry, but too many businesses just getting complacent, and they stop doing the things that made them special to begin with. Okay? One of the things that we continue to do at New Scooters for Less is we send a handwritten thank you card to every scooter purchaser. To this very day. Guys, in August, we'll sell 300 scooters. Like, we have team members sometimes sitting in the office till midnight writing thank you cards. But it's one of those things that has always, been that extra degree, that one thing that we're doing that our competition isn't. In fact, I don't know if you see right there, this is also another Instagram story from one of our customers. I mean, that's an extra benefit. Again, that's not the reason why we do it, right? But this person got the thank you card. It actually has a little Polaroid, so when we do that little group shot, there's a little Polaroid picture. Took a little Polaroid picture, included it in the thank you card, sent it to the customer. She tagged us on an Instagram post. That's more exposure for our business. Again, that's not why we do it. We do it as an authentic thank you, but that's a nice little extra benefit that we're getting there. So, in summary, make sure you're nailing the basics. Number 2, be unique. Don't do whatever everybody else is doing. Do the things that make you special. Always push yourself that extra degree, and don't be too big for your britches. You guys, this is my contact information. I'm always excited to help. Please feel free to reach out to me. And I would love to answer any questions that you guys might have. If I had to say like what my specialties are, I'm gonna talk social media later. So if you guys have social media questions, please bring those at 2:20. But you know, if you guys want to talk company culture, any of this experience stuff, I actually idolize a lot of companies that do customer experience stuff. So I'm happy to talk about any of that as well. But I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Any questions? Yes.
Of your 15 people on staff, how many of them actually participate consistently in your
the culture meetings?
Culture meeting? I like the idea. I just don't know how to get everybody on board because we don't pay them.
I would say out of the 15, 10. Yeah, I mean, we get a good amount. You know, that's the thing, like where those, like the celebrations and stuff, like we'll change up the celebrations. These are like the discussions, the fun stuff. And also when it comes to the culture meetings, we're talking about improving the company culture, like the stuff with the team members, even the things that the team members will want to see. And why are we talking about those things? Because those things will bleed into the customer service, right? So when we make a change about what music we're gonna listen to in the service department or anything else, and they're not participating in the meetings, then we say, you can't complain, you didn't come to the meeting. You know, we decided this as a group in our culture meeting. Company culture is the lifeblood of the organization. I mean, it's the thing that we probably focus on the most. And don't get me wrong, we go through our ups and downs as well, but it is the top priority in our organization. And the more you can do to build a healthy company culture, the better, right? That company culture starts with the core values. So we have 12 core values in our company. The first being create and recreate the UCE, the ultimate customer experience. So out of everything we do, we're so customer experience focused, right? Like that's the top priority. Core value number 2, stay calm and scoot on, right? Like we teach this to our team. There's time, dude, we all deal with crazy upset service customers. It's not fun. I always joke, I'm like, hey man, the sales team has it easy. You know, we go buy a new car, go buy a new motorcycle. Dude, that shit is fun. It's exciting, right? But the first time you got to spend $600 to get something fixed, what the, you know? So the healthier the culture, the more we can get through those types of situations. Those core values help us do that. So core value 2, stay calm and scoot on, all right? Take a deep breath. I get it. You're frustrated. As our team member, you're frustrated. We'll work through it, right? Core value number 3, don't believe the hype. That was our way of saying, stay humble, right? You start getting bigger, you start getting bigger, you start getting bigger, and customers are coming up to you, patting you on the back. Man, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much. No. Customers don't thank us. We thank them, right? So that's core value number 3, don't believe the hype. You know, number 4, embrace and shape change. You guys, I've been preaching my team, embrace and shape change all year this year. There's so much happening in our industry. There's these little e-scooters buzzing around everywhere. Everybody's like, what's this gonna do to the scooter market? We're in Gainesville, Florida. We've sold motor scooters for so long. What's this gonna do? Is this gonna affect it? I'm like, I don't know. We need to embrace and shape the change. We need to start looking into it. We need to start figuring out what we're going to do. Are we gonna participate in it? Are we gonna push back on it? You know, these are the discussions that are happening, but our team knows like, hey, when we make a change, you know, because of culture or whatever else, like, embrace it. It's a core value. Number 5, keep promises. I won't go through all of them, but 5, keep promises. Tell a customer you're gonna do something, do it. All right, how many times do you hear a customer, this is literally what happens, even in the office, I hear somebody, okay, I'm gonna give you a call back by the end of the day. You better damn well give them a call back by the end of the day. That's a core value. It's that important to our company, okay? It's funny, core values typically start with the leaders, right? So if you have a business owner, when I first came in, I started this business, I didn't know what I was doing, right? What were my values as a human being? Okay. I was always taught to treat people the way I wanted to be treated. So that was technically a core value. That's like, I tried to hire people who would do exactly that. But once we got to a team of about 10 people, we actually went out to dinner one night. We said, okay, guys, look, this isn't my company anymore. This is our company. Okay, you guys play such a vital role in this. So what things can, what are our values as a company? And what was so funny is when I had that, like, don't believe the hype, that was something that we had been saying to each other for years. And instantly a team member goes, don't believe the hype. That's a core value. Like, they already knew them, but we just laid them out. We have 12. Core value number 12. If you're late to work, you better bring breakfast. And actually, it's funny because it kind of came up, we had 11 core values, and that kind of came up as a joke because our now CEO, Michael Dees, Mike, say hi. We were doing a service training that morning. Mike ended up being really late to the service training. And, he came in, he felt really guilty about it. It was one of those times where you're like really late and you didn't intend on being late. Well, he brought like $60 worth of breakfast for the team. And it was in that moment where I'm like, you know what? Like where he would have made whatever his hourly wage was at the time, $6.50. Where he would have made that, now he spent $60. And so that was kind of like, man, actually, this is something we can build off of. And so it's funny, it's kind of the joke core value, but we live by it. Team member shows up late, we're like, hey, we're glad that you got here safely, but you need to go get breakfast for everybody.
How often does that happen?
How often do you? I don't know, Mike's in it in the day-to-day more than I am.
Good for a couple times a month.
Yeah.
Anything from like a fruit spread to bananas to McDonald's to donuts.
But core values, that picture that you saw, that is actually it, like on our wall inside of our dealership. They're all listed right there for customers to see, for us to see, for us to be constantly reminded. We have them on the doors in between the sales department and the service department, so that way they're always in front of everybody's face. Like, this is what defines our company. And it's accountability. It's accountability for our leadership. Like, we hold ourselves accountable by it, and we hold our team members accountable by it. They keep breaking promises, guess what? You're fired, because you can't keep promises, and that's one of the core values of our company. Yes?
Well, you said you tell your employees that it was their businesses, but as a business owner, up to what point are you going to take their idea up to consideration? And if you're against that idea, but everybody else wants to do it, it's your business.
I feel when you actually hire people that have the same values, so when you're going through your hiring process and you're hiring people who have the same values as you, you're going to find that that's not the case very often. Ultimately, I'm the leader, right? Like if I say, no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, and they respect that, because at that point they know that there's a reason why I'm not going to allow it, and they respect it. They might not like it, but they respect it. But most of the times, my goal is to get as much of the decision making off my back as possible. I'm building another company. I'm doing a podcast, which is this. It started off as a hobby, something that I wanted to do to give back to Gainesville, and now it's been growing like crazy. And now I think it's going to become a company. So I'm busy with all these things. I don't want team members coming to me all the time, weighing me down with little questions or little decisions. Like, no, make a decision based on the core values, and you can't make the wrong decision. That's what they're there for. Again. Like, maybe a customer has a big problem. Maybe they decide to refund the entire scooter. Maybe they decide, to exchange the scooter. Maybe I would have tried to, figure out the problem or whatever the case is, right? Like, but if I say, what were you thinking? What are you doing? Like, why did you make this decision? And they talk about a core value, like, well, I made this promise. Or, I was seeking awesomeness. We have one of them, seek awesomeness, service integrity and quality. I felt like this unit didn't meet the quality standards, so I decided it was best, according to core values, to exchange the unit. Cool. You're not going to lose your job because you made a decision based on the core values of the company, and I'm going to be okay with that. Might not have been the decision I would have made, but I'm still going to be okay with it. that's empowerment, guys. Like, I want to empower all the people around me because I want to build something really special, really big. I don't want the best dealership in Gainesville, Florida. I want to create the scooter capital of the world. That's what I'm talking about later. Any other questions? Yes.
With social media and just online advertising playing such like a big part as we move forward in this industry, do you, because we're like, I have a dedicated person that basically handles all of my social media right now, but as that gets scaled up, it's going to overwhelm them. So do you have like a dedicated number of people on your team that do it, or do you have like each person has a specific task, like one for Google, one for Twitter, one for Instagram?
I think the answer is really, and I would really encourage you to come to my talk this afternoon. You guys, social media is something that I've been focused on since 2004 when Facebook came out. Our dealership was started in 2004, and I'm talking about a lot of these things at the 220 session. But the answer is really dependent on your ambition and what you want for your company. Like, I want to create the scooter capital of the world. So I developed an entire media company to help me accomplish that. We put out content daily and multiple videos. Like, there's a lot of things, but that's because we're really kind of all-in players. You know, but it depends on what you want for the business. And so I don't necessarily think there's a wrong answer. I definitely like, from now owning an agency, I really like when the business does have a dedicated person. Because it's funny, when we started our media company, one of the instant switch there was, okay, New Scooters for Less, our dealership, is a client of Repaint. So we treat it that way. And I see him as a CEO where he's getting really tied down. You know, I'm like, hey, we need to make this video. We need to do this how-to video. We need to do this comparison video. Dude, the guy's trying to run a company. Like, he doesn't have time, right? So we're trying to come up with ways where, okay, like, now we need to find somebody who is dedicated, who is the contact person within New Scooters for Less. So when my team at Repaint's communicating to them about content creation, they have a go-to, and it's that person's responsibility, and they're not necessarily weighing down the leadership of the organization. So I like when there's an in-house person, but I don't think that should be a substitute for an agency. Because when you hire an agency, you're getting the graphic designer, you're getting the audio, you're getting the video, you're getting all the different elements. Because I see way too often people going, man, like, if I'm gonna spend $30,000, I'm just gonna hire some college kid to come post on social media. That's not social media strategy. That's to-do list checking. So if you wanna build your company, then have somebody who's really good in-house at social media, who can create content, create Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, whatever, right? Get that kind of content. Facebook. I'm going to talk about audience and knowing your audience a little bit later as well. That's so important in business. Again, going back, 95% college students. I spend a lot of time on Snapchat. You know your audience. So having that in-house person to do that, I think, is definitely a winner. But having experts who can help you with the strategy is even better. What other questions you guys got? This is my favorite part, is the Q&A.
What's your competitive landscape just within Jacksonville in terms of, or Gainesville in terms of
I would say we have 3 primary scooter competitors, and then there's like motorcycle shops that, you know, they deal in like Yamaha or Honda, and they'll have like the Ruckus and Zuma and stuff. So it's a little bit different. We're very, very specialized, where we have, you know, all scooters. You know, some of the brands that we represent, for example, would be Vespa, Piaggio, Genuine, that kind of thing. And it's definitely competitive, but, you know, when we look at the numbers in terms of units sold, you know, we get the information from the tag office and stuff. I mean, we have about 65% of the market share in Gainesville. And it's funny because even going back to social media, like, no matter how much, you know, we spend a lot on social media, a lot on marketing, but our top 3 lead generators are Google, organic Google. You Google New Scooters for Less, you Google Gainesville scooters, popping up #1. You know, #2, the scooters themselves. We have our little NS4L decal on the side of all of our units, the little license plate frames, right? You want a scooter in Gainesville? What are you going to do? You're going to walk to a pod of scooters, and you're like, where do all these scooters come from? And they all have New Scooters for Less on the side of them. That's definitely bringing people in. And then 3, of course, is word of mouth. I mean, the friends. If we sell a scooter to somebody who has 3 roommates, we're probably getting the 3 roommates as well. And that's obviously awesome. So, any other questions? Yes?
I'm just curious. I think staffing at the front line is something that I hear about constantly from my stores. What does that look like for you guys? Obviously, in a college town with a college audience, do you experience a ton of turnover? And when you're talking about building a company on the back of culture, turnover can be a real nemesis to that. Is that something that you guys face, or?
You know, it's interesting because when we go and we try to actually find team members, what we'll do is we'll start with our customers. So we will actually send out a newsletter. We have an email newsletter, right? Send it out saying, hey, New Scooters for Less is hiring. You know, we need part-time salespeople. If you'd like to think about joining our team, here's all the information. They'll come in, and that's great for us because those people have already been on the other side of the counter. They've gone through the experience. They've gone through the sales process. They've gone through the celebrations. They've gone through all of it, so they know what we expect as a team member. So it's an easier transition. So we very often start with our newsletter. And funny, when it comes to company culture, you know, we get so many college students who work for us, and this is just a college job. It's a part-time job. You know, they graduate. I can't tell you how many of them, you know, leave. We write great recommendation letters, so forth. They leave. They think the big city. They think New York is it. You know, like, I can't wait to get to New York. They go, and then 6 months later, they're back. And and why? And why? Because like in our business, they're not just a number. You know, the corporate world isn't all that it's made out to be. They have this perception that, the big city life. Man, we've had so many students who worked with us leave when they graduate and then come back and ask if they can come back into our organization. And if we can, we absolutely try to hire them back. Question? No?
So if you have employees that don't build into your vision and your culture, and honestly it's frustrating, how do you reprimand, how do you grow?
Fire them.
Fire, or do they go through a different type of training with you until they build into your culture?
If they're a cancer, so there's a difference, right? Like, you can hire somebody who might not necessarily be the perfect fit or what you thought they were, and you can train them up, right? Like, I think, you know, I try to look at myself as not being necessarily an employer as much as I am a coach. Like, I want to coach people up, especially with our clients. Like, our team members, a lot of them are young. They are college students, so they need coaching. So I try to coach them up. But ultimately, if they're a cancer, and you guys know the cancers, right? Like, you just know the cancers. You just have to get them out as quickly as possible. And it's super tough. It's the one thing that I absolutely hate to do, is to sit down and fire somebody. I tell people when I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm very upset that you have put me in this situation, because this is the thing that I absolutely do not like to do in my job. But you just have to get them out as quickly as possible. And you know, don't beat yourselves up too during the hiring process, because we have a lengthy process. Like, we try to make sure that we're bringing in team members that fit the core values, but sometimes people are just really good interviewers, right? You get them in and they're in the system, and like after a few weeks you realize, man, this person's got a bad attitude. And that's really it for me, is the bad attitudes. Like, if you have a good attitude and you don't necessarily have the skill, well, we can teach you the skill. I get it, it's a little bit tougher on like the tech side and that kind of thing, right? But I would much rather have somebody who has an excellent attitude, who's motivated to grow, than somebody who's just a cancer in the organization. Because when you have that cancer in your, I mean, I don't even tell you guys this, you guys know, you have that cancer in your organization, like, they bring down the rest of the organization, right? Like, nobody else wants to come to work because they don't want to deal with so-and-so. So I just try to get them out as quickly as possible. Is there anything I would love, like, I mean, for my own knowledge, Is there anything that one of you guys are doing within your dealership that's just a little bit unique, a little bit outside the box? You think that no other dealership is doing it? Yeah.
We do a lot of e-commerce, so drop ship. I will send that customer a receipt, sticker, business card, and written thank you note like you were doing.
Cool.
And that eBay, Amazon captures a lot of our online customer base, and that brings them to our website.
Okay.
The fact that we do that, like, I mean, I get calls from people saying, "Wow, I can't believe that you took the time." It takes 5 minutes. It costs about 50 cents, $1 sticker.
Yeah.
It just bumps it to that next level where, you know, other people aren't doing that. They're just getting a drop ship box in the mail and nothing. It's out.
Yeah. One of my entrepreneurial idols is a guy named Johnny Cupcakes. If you ever I like to pull inspiration from other businesses that have nothing to do with the power sports industry. So I recommend, this guy has a t-shirt business, right? But it's called Johnny Cupcakes. So everybody thinks he sells cupcakes. You walk into a store, it looks like a bakery. So you walk in, it's got the glass, doors, and inside of the refrigerators are t-shirts. But he's been known when they ship stuff out, so they have their own Johnny Cupcakes tissue paper, so it's like unwrapping a gift when that t-shirt comes in, right? But he's been known for including the most random stuff in these boxes with the shirts. He'll be like a random baby doll's head. I mean, I know that's crazy, but you think that's nuts, or maybe, whatever, he'll just include some random stuff, or he'll sign it personally, he'll sign it as Johnny Cupcakes, that kind of stuff. But what happens is that person ends up, posting it on their Instagram account. So I got my Johnny Cupcakes t-shirt and this random baby doll's head. It's a conversation starter. People start talking about it. But I absolutely love that. Yeah.
We took that idea from you guys, but after built on it, we did think, so we added, we have jackbox created around our bill with our logo. So back to the dealership, we send it out with a thank you card about a week later.
That's awesome.
When we come back in, pay $20 and they'll typically spend $150, $200. So they get $20 off, but it gets it back to the dealership.
That's awesome. You guys, if you get the opportunity, definitely talk to Sean too, because he's got a couple dealerships in Jacksonville, does a lot of social media stuff as well. You were also in the Gator 100, right? What number? You guys were up there. Number 7. He was the Gator 100 is just, if you're a University of Florida Gator, you graduate from that university. They do this thing every year where they recognize the top businesses that came out of the University of Florida. And Sean was number 7 in the world. So definitely pick his brain too.
When I started with this guy, I worked with him for a very long time. So.
We're all industry family. I love it. Yes, sir.
Something that we started doing, because we're in rural Pennsylvania, there's not many dealerships around us. So one of the biggest hurdles was it was inconvenience for customers to drive 30, 40, 50 miles to our dealership. So we started a program. It's not new or fancy. It's just search sign delivery. So basically, the whole interaction is done online or by a phone with a salesperson or with the dealership in some way, shape, or form. Make sure everything's done up front, and then we deliver the bike to the customer. The salesperson goes with the delivery driver. All the paperwork signed right there. The bike is gone over, or whatever we're delivering is gone over with the customer at their house. So it's a comfortable transaction because they don't have to leave go to something that might be uncomfortable for them. And it's huge for us, again, because it removes the issue of customers leaving their home somewhere that they're comfortable, thinking they have to drive and then go through the stressful transaction of sitting in, with the F&I guy and doing all that stuff that they really don't want to do. So it's helped out a lot for us, especially in the online world. Everything we have is online, so that's where customers, they search us, they Google us, they see what they want, they send us a message real quick and see what's available, all the negotiations done online. It's super good.
I love it. It's awesome. Yes?
Do you have merch?
We have merch?
Yeah, shirts. And you sell it, or you just give it away?
So we have shirts. Actually, I brought one for Scotty. But yeah, well, so in our swag bags and stuff, we'll give stuff away like this. It says, if you don't like scooters, then you probably won't like me. That one's for you. But yeah, we typically give swag away. We have sold it, but it's not typically a huge seller for us. Kind of another thing that I very often try to do is include a lot of value in our price. And I know that Sean does this as well. You guys, like, when we sell a scooter, we're not just selling the scooter, but we'll also, so the things that we do, like we tell customers, you buy a scooter from us, then you get free pickups and deliveries on service. So like we'll bring, get a flat tire, we'll tow it in for free. We're gonna go pick it up, bring it in. Now you gotta obviously pay for the repair, but like we'll tow it in for free. After we're done, you want it brought back to your house, we'll drop it off for free. It's included. We also do a discounted labor rate. So, our typical labor rate is $100 an hour, but if you bought your scooter from us, then it's $80 an hour. So it's just a little extra value, right? If you buy your scooter and then you have a warranty issue and that scooter needs to come back into the dealership, then we will provide you with a rental to use for free while your scooter is in, for repair. So we try to do things that create a lot of extra value at the price. So that way when, even we have competitors, looking at, all right, the scooter is, this price over here, it's the same price at new scooters for less. Now what's the differentiator? Well, we give you all this extra value. Now, we also create like our scooter cult, our scooter family, if you will, by telling our customers, hey, when you graduate from the University of Florida and you go to sell your scooter, all of this value passes on to the next customer. As long as they have that NSRL scooter, or we know that it's a New Scooters Plus scooter, as long as they have that NSRL decal on the side of their scooter, or we know that it's a New Scooters Plus scooter, then we're gonna pass that value on to the next customer. So then it's more value for them when they go to sell. They can tell the customer, hey, you're part of the New Scooters Plus scooter family. You get these extra benefits by buying this used scooter from me. So try to come up with ways to create extra value. Yes?
How about other events, like get people who you sold to come back in versus service? Anything like that? Or
Yeah, one of the coolest things that we've done is we did like a scooter drive-in. So we had like a big screen very much similar to that, like inside of our dealership. We were gonna do it outside. The weather was like not cooperating. So we ended up moving it inside of our service department, and it was more like pull out the bean bags into the service department. Everyone was kind of hanging out in the service department, but it was just, we called it a scooter drive-in, and we just encouraged our customers to come out, marketed it via our email newsletter. Bring your scooter, bring your family, friends, come out, and we did a scooter drive-in, and that kind of stuff is fun. What's that? Yeah, we showed Thor Ragnarok. It was a vote, a team vote, I think. So, any other questions? Cool. You guys, my talk this afternoon is a little bit longer. It's not 25 minutes, it's closer to 40. And I'm gonna dive into a bunch of really great stuff when it comes to social media, talking content creation, talking optimizing that content. A lot of people talking about getting views on stuff and like that kind of stuff. Social media is, as much as scooters and New Scooters Plus is my passion, social media is my passion. Like, I love social media, and I think you guys will take a lot away from it. So that session is at 2:20, and I'll leave some business cards up here too. If there's anything I can ever do to help, or if you just want to bounce an idea, or if you just want to ask something, whether it comes to social media or anything else, I'm more than happy to offer some of my time. So definitely hit me up, okay? But thank you guys very much.